The drama surrounding AOC and Bill Maher and others has sparked heated debate about the future of the Democratic Party. Maher's scathing commentary on his HBO show Real Time, dismissing AOC's electability despite her large rally crowds, reflects broader concerns about the party's direction, particularly its progressive wing. Bill Maher's recent takedown of AOC and Bernie Sanders as frontrunners for the 2028 Democratic presidential nomination has reignited discussions about the party's electability crisis. On his April 18, 2025, real-time episode, Maher dismissed the significance of the massive crowds drawn by AOC and Sanders on their Fighting Oligarchy tour, arguing that big crowds at rallies don't translate to votes on Election Day. AOC and Sanders have undeniably energized the Democratic base. Their Fighting Oligarchy tour, which drew 36,000 in Los Angeles, 34,000 in Denver, and 30,000 in Folsom, California, showcases their ability to mobilize, even in red states like Idaho, where 12,500 attended a Nampa rally, the largest political event there since Obama's 2008 visit. Polls reflect this momentum. A CNN survey from March 6 to 9, 2025, showed AOC leading with 10% as the Democrat who best reflects the core values of the party, ahead of Kamala Harris, 9%, and Sanders, 8%. A YouGov poll gave AOC a plus 61 approval rating among Democrats, the highest of any non-presidential candidate. Yet, Maher and critics argue this popularity is a shiny object that misleads Democrats into chasing charisma over electability, citing Kamala Harris's 2024 campaign as a cautionary tale. Harris, despite Hollywood endorsements and media buzz, lost decisively to Trump, underscoring the gap between rally enthusiasm and electoral success. The Situation's claim that AOC's wokeness makes her unelectable oversimplifies a complex issue. AOC's messaging, focused on economic justice and corporate accountability, resonates with younger voters and the working class, as seen in her Las Vegas rally statement. "We need a Democratic Party that fights harder for us." Democratic strategist Robert Creamer told Newsweek that her focus on economic issues taps into widespread voter frustration, giving her an edge in a leaderless party. However, her progressive positions, like past calls to abolish ICE, have been criticized as polarizing. Polling guru Nate Silver, who predicted AOC as a top 2028 contender, noted her shift toward broader economic messaging, suggesting she's learned from earlier missteps. Still, Maher's concern that AOC's focus on issues like Free Palestine could alienate moderates is echoed by strategist James Carville, who urged progressives to split off if they keep targeting establishment Democrats like Chuck Schumer. The Situation's depiction of AOC's clash with Tom Homan, former acting ICE director, over family separation policies is misleading. The 2019 House Oversight Committee hearing showed AOC pressing Homan on his role in the Trump administration's zero-tolerance policy, which led to family separations at the border. Homan clarified he signed a memo recommending multiple border security options, including zero tolerance, which applied equally to U.S. citizens and non-citizens. The Situation portrays AOC as fumbling, but the exchange was more nuanced. AOC argued that seeking asylum is legal, while Homan countered that illegal entry violates 8 U.S.C. 1325, emphasizing legal ports of entry. Neither fully engaged the other's point. Homan downplayed the emotional impact of separations, while AOC leaned on moral outrage over legal nuance. The Situation's claim that AOC scuttled away is exaggerated. She held her ground but struggled to counter Homan's procedural defense. This exchange underscores her tendency to prioritize narrative over policy details, a critique Maher amplifies. The Situation's accusation that AOC advised lefties to make Republicans uncomfortable in public, leading to her own instant karma when confronted by pro-Palestinian activists, refers to a 2018 tweet where she encouraged activists to push back on GOP policies. The 2024 incident, where activists challenged her reluctance to call Israel's actions in Gaza a genocide, did embarrass her, as she deflected with, "You're going to clip this out of context." This moment, highlighted in The Situation, shows AOC's vulnerability when her progressive rhetoric is challenged by her own base. Her refusal to label Hamas' October 7, 2023, attack as genocide, while vocally criticizing Israel, fuels perceptions of selective outrage, especially among conservatives. Ex-posts, like Atulder Morgan's claim that AOC represents a socialist shift, reflect this sentiment, though they exaggerate her influence. Maher's broader warning that an AOC Sanders ticket would be political suicide has some basis but ignores their appeal. Sanders, at 83, is unlikely to run in 2028 due to age, and AOC, at 35, is eligible but non-committal, with allies like former Representative Jamal Bowman suggesting she'd only run if moved by the spirit. Her team denies she's plotting a presidential or Senate bid against Schumer, focusing instead on mobilizing the working class. Yet, Republican glee at her polling lead, as noted by the Daily Mail, suggests they see her as a beatable opponent. The Democratic Party's challenge is balancing its progressive energy with electability. Doug Sosnick, a centrist Democratic strategist, surprisingly endorsed AOC and Sanders' populist economic agenda as key to winning back the middle class, indicating their message has broader appeal than Maher admits. In conclusion, Maher's critique of AOC's electability is partially valid. She's polarizing, and her missteps, like the NPR interview, expose weaknesses. However, her ability to draw crowds and her economic messaging resonate with a party searching for direction post-2024. The situation exaggerates her flaws, particularly on immigration and DOJ issues, but correctly identifies her reliance on emotional appeals over policy depth. The Democratic Party risks alienating moderates if it leans too far left, but dismissing AOC's influence ignores her growing clout. What do you think? Is AOC too woke to lead the Democrats in 2028, or does her populist energy make her a viable contender? Did Maher's takedown hit the mark, or is he underestimating her appeal? Should the Democrats embrace her and Sanders' vision or pivot to a centrist strategy? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like if you agree with Maher's warning, and subscribe with that bell icon for more political firestorms.